Hey guys, welcome to Deep South. I'm Wanda. Danny will be here in a few minutes. He's working in the field. But today it's happy birthday Cherokee Tan Pumpkin. This pumpkin is 1 year old. We have been saving it. We've been eating pumpkins throughout the year. And so far they've been good up to, I think the last one was 10 months old when we ate it. So this one has made it to 12. And we picked it this time last year. And there are noticeable differences. When I went to pick it up, the stem fell off. And the top of it has these little funky discoloration. So we're going to see what it looks like inside. And instead of cutting the top like Danny usually does, this time I'm going to cut it in half and make boats. And we're going to see how that works for what I'm wanting to do today. One half I'm going to use as a dessert and the other half as a meal. Now we've not made a meal out of one, we've always just made desserts. Okay, this is what it's looking like, guys. Lots of seeds. Smells good, still smells like a melon. We're gonna see. Let's see what it tastes like. I'm gonna show you what I'm adding to each side. So what we're doing first is we're taking the seeds out because these seeds are very valuable. Everybody wants Cherokee Tan Pumpkin seeds. So I take a spoon and I run around the outside, and that gets the strings, the seeds, and everything. Just kind of scrape it. And we're going to put them here, and in a week or so these seeds will be for sale on Etsy. It'll take us a little while. Danny likes to make sure they're good seed, but from what I'm seeing, these look good. Other than a little cleanup, there's a little strings left in there, but this will be fine. And I've got to find a way to make it sit because it is rounded. I didn't think about that. I should have done a little different, but that will work. I will prop it up for what I want. Okay, so we just do the other side. So now we have both bowls made, and I'm going to use one for sweet and one for the meal. And Danny's going to come and check out the Seminole Pumpkin and let you know what differences he sees in the Cherokee Tan versus the Seminole.
Okay guys, I'm going to cut the Seminole Pumpkin from Florida Homestead. They sent it to us. It's a Seminole. We're going to cut the top out of it and take a look at it. See if it's any different than fooling with a Cherokee. It's just as hard, I can tell you that much. So get the top out of it. Oh yeah. Looks just like the Cherokee Tan when you take the top out of it. Alright, now it's a lot thicker. I see that already. Okay, first right off we realized it is thicker. So we're going to start scooping the seeds out now. And I may try to separate some of the pulp as I go here because it's a little bit different, looks like. Get that right out of the very top. It looks like most of the seeds are okay. Just like the Cherokee Tan, I can see it's really blessed with seeds. The smell is different. This smells like a watermelon to me. This one smells more tropical. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Now, Florida Homestead told us that if we saved the seeds from this one, he couldn't guarantee me that they would be pure seed because he didn't know if the distance he had between the Seminoles and the Cherokee Tans, even though he did have a distance, was great enough to keep them from cross-pollinating. So if any of y'all go to ask if we can sell seeds from the Seminole, until we grow them ourselves, we really won't know whether or not they cross-pollinated. So we're going to probably not have these seed up for sale, just simply because he made that comment to us, and we don't want to don't want to sell under false pretense and somebody thinking that they're getting pure Seminole when they may not be completely pure. The Seminole seed is a lot easier to come by than the Cherokee Tan is. They're grown out throughout Florida quite regularly by lots of different people. Well, I can definitely see that one of the characteristics is that the Seminole is a thicker pumpkin than the Cherokee Tan is. Which means that it might have more meat in it. And two, the Cherokee Tan that we're comparing it to is a full year old. So I guess after a full year, a person could expect maybe some shrinkage. Okay guys, we've got her hollowed out. We're gonna, this one is extremely thin around the edges. This one, I'd say this one is probably 3/8 of an inch thick maybe around the edges. This one, probably 3/4 of an inch thick. So the Seminole is a lot thicker than the Cherokee Tan. So there's definitely, and weight wise.
But that one is a year old.
Yeah, but this one is a year old, but weight wise, you know, of course, the Seminole is like 5 times heavier than this one is, and the Seminole is fresh versus a 1-year-old pumpkin. So
let me give you a fresh one real quick. It's about the same size.
We're going to test it with the one that's about the same size with the Cherokee Tan. I guess fresh, they're about the same weight. Yeah. Because this is one of our Cherokee Tans about the same exact size. And it's comparable. This is maybe a little heavier, even though the seeds and all is out of it, than this one, but it's not a lot. So there you go. There's the differences I see right off bat, and the fact that the shape of them. The Seminole has more of a pointed top on it. I did notice that. The veins coming up in the Seminole may be a little bit narrower than the ones in the Cherokee Tan are pretty wide. These are really narrow, so that's another characteristic which I don't think it really means anything, but those are the differences that I see right off the bat, and I won't know about anything else until I actually taste them. So I haven't seen the plant to know if I can compare plants one-on-one until I actually do some planting next year. So I can't really give any kind of advice in that area. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, we're at a point where we're fixing to cook them, and we'll taste them later to see what the difference is and whether or not it's something that we can even notice. We may not even notice a difference, but there's a little bit of difference in the smell to me. Once Ms. Wanda gets them cooked, we'll check out the taste. Okay, one other thing, people keep asking me, is the Seminole and the Cherokee Tan the same pumpkins? Looking at them, they may be distant cousins, but as far as just looking directly at them, the Cherokee Tan is more of a squatty pumpkin. The Seminole has more of a tapered top on it. So I would say no, they're not the same pumpkin. They may be distant relatives. So for those of you who've been asking me that question, that's what I see the difference in right there.
For the milled pumpkin, I started with a casserole that I made a couple of days ago. It was a meat casserole with cornbread and cheese and corn in it, and I added some jalapenos and some broth to it and stuffed it inside of the pumpkin, and then I topped it with cheese. We baked it for 45 to 55 minutes, and the other half I put cane syrup and brown sugar in. Again, baked it with both of them together and here is our results. So we have the Cherokee Tan Pumpkin here out of the oven. It's the meal one, the one where I added the casserole along with jalapenos and cheese, and we're gonna see what it tastes like. It's almost like you've added squash to the casserole. Very savory with the seasonings and stuff in it. I put salt and pepper, and the jalapenos added to it, and the cheese. That gives it a very, very savory taste. The Cherokee Tan Pumpkin itself keeps its shape. It stays into a bowl shape. The other side's split because I cut it. But it hangs on. It has a tough skin. I mean, really tough skin on it. The dessert one is brown sugar and sugar cane. Just like always, guys. Nothing wrong with this 1-year-old Cherokee Tan Pumpkin. The meat dish, I've seen people use quinoa and rice and different meats and different cheeses, different spices adding to this pumpkin. So that's why I wanted to do a meal pumpkin. So happy birthday, Cherokee Tan Pumpkin. 1-year-old, still good. I don't know if they'd make it much past a year because of the spots that were on the top. It wasn't bad, but they had started changing color. So that would be something you'd want to watch. I kind of like it. So happy birthday, Cherokee Tan Pumpkin.
Okay guys, the Seminole has cooked. Some things we've noticed is different. The Seminole would not hold its shape. The Cherokee Tan will usually hold its shape. It makes a real thick hole around the outside of it, and it's easy to scoop the food out of it once it's cooked. The Seminole just collapsed and fell in on itself. The thin skin on it is very paper thin. You can see, I can just pull it off. It's like a sweet potato hide on the outside of it. So that's another difference we see. Now we're going to check the taste of it, and we'll see if it has any difference in taste. Now it's hot. It does not have anywhere near the taste of the Cherokee Tan. Okay, Wanda put brown sugar and sugar cane in this, and it is very bland. It has no taste of sugar, no taste of sugar cane, none of that in it whatsoever. It's strictly a very bland tasting pumpkin. It doesn't even have a pumpkin-y taste to me. I don't know what the deal is with that. It has more of a sweet potato taste. We'll let Ms. Wanda come in here and kind of give her opinion. To me, it tastes like a sweet potato.
More of a sweet potato. The pumpkin has really no taste if you don't dip it down into, if you don't dip the pumpkin down into the juice and stuff and just kind of get some flavor on it.
Now you're using a spoon, I'm using a fork, so I couldn't tell. To me, it's bland.
Yeah, nowhere near the taste of the Cherokee Tan. This is almost like a squash.
Yeah, some type of a winter squash.
Not like a pumpkin.
It ain't even. It's more like when I say sweet potato, I'm talking about like a white sweet potato. It has no sweet taste to it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
It's like eating a white sweet potato.
Only it's more moist. It's really a good moist. If I was making a sweet potato pie, this would work fine because you can mash this up, and that probably will be what I do is take all this out and make us a dessert with it because it is so soft and mushy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it just fell apart.
It just fell all to pieces. That's something the Cherokee Tan has never done.
No. So this, I mean, it is paper thin.
Paper thin. The hull on the Cherokee Tan is thick, hard,
holds its shape.
Holds its shape.
Tastes better. Way better.
Way better taste. Yeah.
So that is the difference.
Guys, this is our taste test with the Seminole Pumpkin. And it doesn't compare to the Cherokee as far as we're concerned. So we know they're two different pumpkins all together now. So hope this has kind of cleared up some of that for y'all. So thank you from Deep South Homestead.